is a towing tank that can be used for measurement of ship resistance, seakeeping testing, and maneuvering on a limited scale. This laboratory is also equipped with the computational fluid dynamics. Laboratory of Becoming an ocean engineering student. What will we get? How important the future of ocean engineer to Indonesia? Indonesia has enormous potential in ocean research as we have more than 3 million kilometers square. Of course, the professionals in marine development are needed. As we get busier in the ocean, we need to provide adequate infrastructure and equipment to make sure everything goes well. So, come with me and explore ocean engineering together. Welcome to the Ocean Engineering Department, Institute Teknologi 10 November. As the pioneer of ocean engineering education in Indonesia, we provide the best education to shape the graduate in the field of construction, maintenance, and the development of onshore and offshore structures. The future of ocean relies on its sustainability that we learn about ocean renewable energy and environment. Balancing the development of technology, we also learn about marine digitalization. Established in 1983, Ocean Engineering is part of the Marine Engineering Faculty, Institut Teknologi 10 November.
Merupakan sekretaris program studi teknik kelautan yang didirikan tahun 1983 yang pertama kali, kemudian mengawal sampai menjadi jurusan teknik kelautan yang didirikan tahun 1985. Kemudian bersama-sama ITB kita menerima program bantuan dari Dikti melalui support Bank Dunia atau World Bank 17 menjadi program US1 Ocean Engineering.
The education quality has been accredited A by Indonesian Accreditation Board for Engineering Education and National Accreditation Board for Higher Education. Our vision is to be a higher education institution of ocean engineering in international level that become a reference in Southeast Asia. Our missions are organizing higher education in ocean engineering to the younger generation, conducting innovative and qualified research of ocean engineering science, also responsive to the development of community problem solving in national and global scope, to provide science-based ocean engineering services for government, industry, and society. Ethically, manage the department effective, efficient, transparent, and accountable. We offer bachelor's degree and master's degree in ocean engineering, bachelor's degree in offshore engineering, and doctoral degree in ocean engineering science. Our department is supported by professional educators, including 4 professors, 17 doctors, and 6 magisters to reach our vision and mission. To support the research and education development, there are 6 laboratories in ocean engineering. So, let's see the activities in each laboratory. This laboratory is expected to be able in research and development of structure and material such as bending tests, tensile tests, and many more. The main facility in this laboratory is a towing tank that can be used for measurement of ship resistance, seakeeping testing, and maneuvering on a limited scale. This laboratory is also equipped with the computational fluid dynamics. Laboratory of Coastal and Marine Environment with all supporting facilities, this laboratory is ready to provide services in the use and management of coastal and marine resources in the field of research, surveys, and technical consulting. Center of Marine Environment, Marine Energy, and Coastal Engineering Development. This laboratory is equipped with a flow tank, wave, current, and wind generator. This computational laboratory serves to support practicums from several subjects, including computational programming, numerical site and coastal structure design. This laboratory focuses on analysis in ocean structure, flexible structure, operation analysis, also optimization, risk, and reliable base design. We support student interest in social activities with 6 student organizations and soft skill development. Besides, we also have many publications and conference activities to give more insight and discussion about ocean engineering outside.
Tes, 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 tes. Tes, 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 tes. Nggak ada mas, lihat. Tes, 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 tes.
Nanti waktu ngomong Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, and greeting to all of us. First of all, let's offer our worship and pray to the Almighty God who has given us health and sustenance so that we can gather virtually on the second day of ISOCEEN 2021. Today, there will be a difference from yesterday. Today will be have a parallel room which you can choose which you want to join. There will be 4 parallel rooms and there will be still 2 sessions for each room. I will read the schedule for today before we start, of course. Today we will have opening. After opening, we will have the first presentation and we will have break. We will continue to the second presentation. And after we finish the second presentation, we will announce the best participant of ISOCEEN 2021. After that, we will have a closing. I will read each presenter for each parallel room. For the first session, for the first room, there will be Dr. Engineering Ahmad Yasir Baeda. For the second room, there will be Mr. Anggoro Nadi Yaniswara. For the third room, there will be Professor Widi Agus Pratikto. For the fourth room will be Mr. Muhammad Fakhtur Razi. For the second session, for the first room, there will be Professor Daniel M. Rashid. For the second room, there will be Mr. Murjito. For the third room, there will be Mr. Ahmad Mukhlis Firdaus. And for the fourth room, there will be Mr. Yoyo Setio Andi Widodo. Without lingering any longer, let's start this day. First, before we start this day, let's pray together to the Almighty God so the event in this day can be well. Praying, begin. Praying is finished. Let's continue to the presentation. I'm as a master of ceremony, give time to place to all the moderators so we can start today's presentation. To all moderators, the time and place is yours. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, and greeting to all of us. First of all, let's offer our worship and pray to the Almighty God who have given us health and sustenance so we can gather virtually on the second day of ISOCEEN 2021. Today will be different from yesterday. There will be parallel rooms which you can choose which room you want to join. At the end of the day, we will choose the best participant for each room. So prepare your questions. First of all, let me read the schedule for today. Today we will have an opening. After opening, we will have the first presentation. After that, we will continue to the second presentation. After that, we will announce the best participant and we will have closing. Like what I said, we will have 4 parallel rooms. So I will read 4 parallel rooms for each session. For the first session, for the first room will be have Dr. Ahmad Yasir Baida. For the second room, we'll have Mr. Anggoronadi Daniswara. For the third room, we'll have Professor Widi Agus Pratikto. For the fourth room, we will have Mr. Faktur Rozi. For the second session, for the first room, we'll have Professor Daniel M. Rashid. For the second room, we'll have Mr. Murjito. For the third room, we'll have Mr. Ahmad Muhlis Firdaus. And for the fourth room, or the last room in the second session, we'll have Mr. Yoyo Setio Handi Widodo. Without lingering any longer, let's continue. Before we start, let's pray to the God so today's event can go well. Let's pray together. Praying begin. Praying finish. With that, let's continue to the first presentation. I, as Master of Ceremony, give time and place to all the moderators so we can start today's event. To all the moderators, the time and place is yours.
I am, you can call me Shadi Rahmawati or Shadi. I will be the moderator of this room. This will be room number 1. So make sure all of you will join our parallel room. This is the session room number 1. Before starting, I would like to mention first, in this room, we will have our distinguished speaker, Mr. Doctor of Engineering Ahmad Yasir Baida, and Professor Daniel Muhammad Rashid. Both of them are already in this room, so I would like to say thank you for your willingness to share to all of us. And I will inform all of the participants that the session will last for 30 minutes for presentation for each speaker. And then for each speaker, we will have 15 minutes for question and answer Q&A session. So if you have any question, please keep it first and you can ask the question at the end of each speaker session. For your information, so all of the participants, when you join this room, you will automatically mute. So if you want to have some question, please raise your hand so I can see you, and I will allow you to unmute your microphone. Thank you. I hope the rules are clear enough. Okay, so we will start for the first speakers. It's been an honor to meet, I call it sensei, because it's actually my senpai in the Hiroshima University. And I think this is my first time talk one-on-one with Mr. Ahmad Yasir Baida. Mr. Ahmad Yasir Beda is from Universitas Hasanuddin or Hasanuddin University. And his presentation today is titled The Role of Marine Disaster and Weather Anomalies Research Laboratory on Finding the Safe Way of Life in Indonesia. Study case on MGO phenomena and future tsunami mitigation concept. I think this is very interesting topic, especially in Eastern Indonesia. We have many marine disaster, sinking ship and other things. So 30 minutes for Mr. Ahmad Yasir Baida. Dozo.
はい、ありがとうね。Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumil qiyamah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Thank you very much for the introduction. This is my Mr. Khairul Pautan and the head of can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So, my name is Ahmad Yasir Bayadam. I came from Ocean Technologies Laboratory, or OTLAB, in Universitas Hasanuddin. I also is the head of the Marine Disaster and Weather Anomalies Research Laboratory, or MDWA, at the Center of Technology, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Hasanuddin. My talk today, a small talk, is the role of Marine Disaster and Weather Anomalies Research Laboratory on finding the safe way of life in Indonesia. Study case on MGO phenomena and future tsunami mitigation concept. The content of my presentation today, introduction, and then development history of MDWA, and then previous work at ODLAB and the MDWA, ongoing works, and future works. So, this is the main idea. This is the first main idea, actually. Indonesia is well known as Kus Plus, Big Bang in early, medio 60s, I think. Said that Indonesia is a paradise. So, okay, that's true. A lot of beautiful sightings, a lot of villages, nicely, friendly places, friendly persons. But also, we cannot, turn out our faces to that Indonesia is also a land of a disaster. The land of a disaster, meaning that a lot of the disaster can happen in Indonesia, not just some kind of fire or flood or anything, but also a lot of them. First of all, we also suffer of volcanic eruptions. We also had some landslides, both in land and in seas. We also have frequently a climatic disaster. We have also very large amount of earthquake disaster. Around a lot of them are also continued with tsunami. And last but not least, it can also have an asteroid impact since we are very near to the Pacific Ocean. Now, Universitas Hasanuddin is well known in the eastern part of Indonesia. But actually, the island that Universitas Hasanuddin faces is also a very well-known of a complex disasters. A lot of disasters happen in Sulawesi. This, in the left side of my presentation, is the island of Sulawesi. It came from 4 places, nearly about 150 million years ago. It came from a lot of four places. Yeah. So this part is from another place, this part from another place, this part from another place, and this part also from another place. So that means the complexity systems of fault, of volcanic, is also are focusing on the Sulawesi. So Nusantara here, the Indonesian archipelago, the center of it is in here at Sulawesi. At Sulawesi, because a lot of fault are going to the west, and several fault, big fault, came from Indian Ocean, going upwards, and then connected with where? Sulawesi, making it a very, very potential of natural disaster. Let me talk about it later when I present several of our works. The second main idea, I've talked to Professor Daniel several weeks ago regarding the social engineering that we, all the engineers, have to contribute not only for us engineering, but also for social. That means we can connect each other within this 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Our laboratory, the MDWA, main idea is to make this social engineering becomes true. So we are focusing on 5 of goals. First of all, zero hunger. Now, maybe all of you ask that why engineering focusing on zero hunger? As I mentioned earlier, that these my talks here now is one of the study case is the MGO phenomena, and one of the main idea why MGO phenomena is to be researched because it can't produce the diminishing, the vanishing of several variety of main food in the world. So MGO, with this as the MDWA research is focusing also on zero hunger. Secondly, in good health. Secondly, the third is good health and well-being. Now, if you say you are living in the world of disaster, the main idea to not to be panicked, be happy. So we have to try to make sure that everyone know and be clear and be aware of the disaster that can be happening in the future. The third one is the sustainable cities and communities. This is also correctly and directly connected with our laboratory, because we tend to make several cities, communities well organized and due to the disaster. Fourth one is the climate action. Yes, of course. And fifth is the 15 goals, life on land. Now, in late 2016, Universitas Hasanuddin then make a commitment also to make the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, also as the main idea of finding a future benefits to all by the SDGs. So Universitas Hasanuddin then make a SDG center locating on the postgraduate faculty, Sekolah Pasca Sarjana in Indonesia. And in the head is the Dr. Yusri Zamhuri and me, myself, as a deputy director. Okay, so the laboratory, the MDWA, is also focusing on the main idea, on these two main ideas. Now, let me talk about a little bit about developing MDWA. So this is come back after I finished my master degree at ITS in 2001. So after coming back, then almarhum Engineer Syahrir Hussain then asked me to join him to develop an ocean engineering study program. Actually, this study program was started to develop in 1999. In 1999, but lack of people, and then 2 years after that, when I came back, then me and him established the Ocean Engineering Study Program, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Hasanuddin. Included it is the development of the research roadmap. Then a year after that, the course of marine disaster engineering included in the Ocean Engineering Research Roadmap. Why it have to be 1 year after that? Since a lot of administration have to be focused at that time. So the research roadmap then can be evolved and developed after a year or so. And at that year also, we established OTLAB, Ocean Technology Laboratory. Me, myself, as the first head of the Ocean Technology Laboratory at that time. And we developed a lot of things, a lot of research scheme, such as wave hydrodynamic simulation and both numerical and physics, and also a lot of field study, and then with within that year also several research of included students in tsunami generation and propagation were carried out in the laboratory using flum tank and the code given by the Tohoku University, Professor Tohoku Imamura, Professor Fumiko Imamura sensei, and give us several codes, tsunami N1, N2, and so on. And then at that time, the embryo of the MDWA was established inside the OTLAB. So the OTLAB is the big picture. The MDWA is one of the small research laboratory. Okay, so, but that's the year. The fact is the official letter of the establishment of the MDWA-RL is eventually we got eventually in 2017 after 15 years of time. So that's why administration can be so, how can I say, make you feel so dizzy. Okay, this is our previous work at OTLAB. First of all, this is the conception of tsunami generation propagation in Sulawesi's waters. This is around 5 years, 2002 until 2007. Conception of tsunami forecasting in Indonesian waters using simple statistic terms. This is also 5 years. We coordinate with several institutions in Indonesia and abroad. In Indonesia is in ITB and also in abroad in with ITIC, International Tsunami Information System, International Tsunami Information Corporation, and also with Hawaii State University, and a lot of them. I don't remember, it's so long ago. And third one is conception of tsunami generators fault in Sulawesi Island. This is 4 years, 2007 until 2011. This is with coordination with several institutions in Japan, Hiroshima University, Tohoku University, Tokyo University, Indonesia, ITB, UI, Universitas Indonesia, in Germany, TU Berlin, in Thailand, TU Thailand, TU Siam, and US, University of Delaware, Johns Hopkins University. Especially in Johns Hopkins University, we coordinate with the famous one, Professor Bob Dalrymple, still a good friend of mine. And fourth is the conception of Sulawesi Future Tsunami Mitigation in 2011 to 2019 in coordination with several local governments. At that time, in that around 9 years, we are, a lot of local government asked us to make an AMSAM simulation of tsunami future mitigation to their areas. Let me see. This is I give you the three provinces. This is Southeast Sulawesi Province, Southeast Sulawesi Province with Binongko, Cabana, and Kendari Bay. West Sulawesi Province in the Manakara Beach, Banggai Majene Beach, Tinambung Beach. And in South Sulawesi Province in Seruni Beach, Rosari Beach, and Biringkasi Beach. This is my map, my pattern map. So we simulate future tsunami in Cabaina, Binongko, and Kendari district. And we got this in Cabaina and in Binongko, and then in Kendari district. That's just generation and propagation. And then in West Sulawesi Province, in Manakara Beach, Banggai, Majene Beach, and Tinambung Beach, this part. So we got not just the tsunami generation propagation, but also the mitigation scheme. So as you say, I'm very sorry, this is still Indonesia, in Bahasa Indonesia, the evacuation area subject. So this is the final evacuation area. A lot of them are destroyed during the 2019 earthquake in Mamuju. And then Banggai Majene Beach is also very populated. That's why we are focusing on a lot of them. So the mitigation is in the evacuation route is in like this. And then in Tinambung, this is also very populated and very famous for the ship. We make the mitigation scheme like this, the evacuation scheme like this. In South Sulawesi Province, we focusing on Rosari Beach, Seruni Beach of Bantaeng, and Biringkasi Beach. For Rosari Beach, as you know, Rosari Beach is very populated in Makassar. Nowadays, there is a lot of construction here at the beach, and then there is MNP, Makassar Newport is one of them. And then very big here. There's a lot of new hotels, a lot of construction here, and then making it Rosari Beach is not being how can I say, not focusing towards this spreading center. Spreading center can develop a big tsunami. So just in front of the Rosari Beach. So because of the new construction at this point, then Luzari Beach are now a little bit safe. But the new thing is MNP. The Makassar Newport can be uh, what have a big tsunami. We measured around 8 meters. So it's not a big tsunami, but a mild tsunami. Oh no, moderate tsunami. So we make this the evacuation route. A lot of hotels now, new hotels, so we can make what adjustment of it maybe later. And this is Seruni Beach, as you know that the former governor of the um, South South Sulawesi province. This is his was his in what small what how can I say head of this district, yeah, head of this district. Yeah, Serenity Beach is so here, so it's very populated. A lot of people going there every day, every when sundown. It's just like Losari. It's very populated, and we got also a mile, 7 to 9.5 meters of run-ups, and then we develop the mitigation, the evacuation concept like this. And then Birinkasi Beach is a beach that being used of the Tonasa cement. So a company of producing cement, they can produce cement in bulk, in sacks, and this part of a port pier, it's very vulnerable of tsunami. So we make, they ask us to develop mitigation countermeasures, and we come up with this. So the extensification of mangrove forest in this area and this area, and also evacuation route to the city of Pangkep. And the ongoing, this is the ongoing, still going. First of all, is the Madden-Juden oscillation. Why we try to make a lot of effort to researching Madden-Juden oscillation, due to it became much more the phase. I mean, there is an 8 phase of Madden-Juden oscillation every year. The phase now became longer. So used to be 30 days a month. Now it became 3 months, 120 days. This is this phenomena making the time scheduling of planting crops, extrication of crops, and everything being chaos. So we have to try to understand why it became so long. So we try to making out perhaps in the first phase we try to making it clear with all of the provinces in Indonesia. So we try to make it Aceh and until Papua Barat. So it's still going on from 2017 till now. And then the MGO connection with some aspheric circulation with ENSO, with PDO, and we, alhamdulillah, we have established a coordination with NASA, with Australian government, BOM, Bureau of Meteorology, and NOAA in the US. And also the relationship between the occurrence of earthquake and tsunami in Indonesia with the cyclic movement of celestial bodies. As we know that a lot of tsunami appeared in new moon and full moon. So we try to understand why is that. So around 57% of tsunami in Indonesia occurring in new moon, and around 32% occurring in full moon. So why is that? So there's three students now are focusing on this one. One focusing on the phase of the moon, one focusing on the formzal number of the tides, and one other, don't remember, forgot. We also have coordinated with NASA, BOM, and NOAA with this research. And the future tsunami mitigation concept for vital objects, this is also been carried out from 2019 after Pak Khairul Pontonan being appointed as one of the designer of the future port in the future capital city of Indonesia. So we're trying to make some kind of a simulation back at that with also with BRIN, with BPPT. We're trying to make some kind of a simulation towards that port. But then we're still gathering data. Actually, as you know, in 2018 there's a tsunami in Palu, then and caused a lot of damage, and based on landslides. Yeah, that's a landslide. It's not 100% based on earthquake, but it based on landslide. At the point in front of the will be the port of new capital is also a lot of potential landslides. So we are trying now gathering data, and it's still not finished until this day. And then we're also making a countermeasure concept for future tsunami in several important cities in Indonesia, especially those that have been affected. So a lot of the things that reoccurrence in these past 20 years came back. So the recurrence, the number of recurrence, the percentage of recurrence became higher, from 40 to 60%. So a lot of the places that have been affected by tsunami can be affected again. So we are focusing also on that. For future works around lab and MDWA, first of all, the effectiveness of mangrove in tsunami reduction, both in single unit and multiple units using SPH. Dr. Sade also know this one because I don't know, Dr. Sade uses also SPH, I think, with Mitsuda Sensei. We will try, actually, we'll start this one 10 years ago, but it stuck because a lot of people not want to focus on that. So on this research scheme, and then after this year, there are two students of ocean engineering and one student in civil engineering wants to use this SPH method and make like this as I make this 11 years ago. And the second one is the relationship between mangrove forest development and the tsunami dumping effect, based on mangrove type and beach shape. And starting also in 2022, next year. This is one doctorate student of civil engineer. So my pattern also with this, the connection between earthquake, tsunami, and the coastal forest. I have the formula for this, and he wanted to elaborate this more and more. And then the review of MGO relationship with IOD, Indian Ocean Dipole, and atmospheric Crosby waves. As you know, that atmospheric Crosby waves only happen in northern hemisphere. Past these several years, 2 or 3 years, we also got the Crosby waves. Gorontalo, how can I say, Bitung, and then several parts in Kalimantan Utara, North Kalimantan, and several parts in Natuna also. So they are also experiencing atmospheric velocity waves. So suddenly came chill, suddenly became hot. Now we have to find out why it happened, and is it connected also with MGO? And the last but not least, the MGO anomaly linkage to food security. This is will be starting 2023 with coordination by a lot of faculty of agriculture and forestry all over Indonesia. We have established a connection with IPB and Unsri, Universitas Sriwijaya, and also at inside UNHAS itself. I mean that's all. I think my talk today. Please do apologies for my very rush talk and very not good English. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Yasir. This is a very interesting topic regarding the research. With us, please. We have about 10 minutes before we go to the next speaker. Please raise your hand, or you can write it down on the chat. If you want to ask directly, I will unmute your microphone. So please raise your hand. Okay. While waiting, maybe I want to ask. Maybe this is when the Pak Yasir told us about the here. Okay, Prof. Daniel have a question. Okay, Prof. Daniel, please, you can.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
A
wabarakatuh.
very good presentation by
Thank you very
Dr.
much. He's mute again.
Okay. A very inspiring presentation, Dr. Yasir Baida. I have one question.
Thank you.
According to your assessment, how prepared are those tsunami-prone areas in anticipating the risk of those tsunamis? Are they significant progress to make sure that those tsunami-prone areas are well prepared for the next upcoming tsunamis?
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Frankly speaking, almost below 50%. Frankly speaking. So the preparedness, we didn't have any prepared yet everywhere. All of person talk about how we prepare, but it also contain politics. It not contain how can we educate people. We cannot contain. After Pak Subandono passed away several years ago, there's no other person, not one person, making a lot of movement for educating people. Not even one. All of just LSM making some kind of news that we go to there. Actually, they do anything. They didn't educate people. So when in my case, in Sulawesi, in west coast of Sulawesi, which are a lot of prone areas, they didn't know anything. We didn't have any manual book for evacuation. We didn't have any.
Okay.
Yes, that's all around less than 50%, I think. A lot of them are focusing just Aceh, Padang. But in potential area like west coast of Sulawesi, South Sulawesi province, West Sulawesi province, Central Sulawesi, all of the west coast, are not prepared yet, even after the 2018 event in Palm.
Okay.
So still, we are now, Professor Dan, we are now have a CODI, a Center of Disaster Engineering, based here in Universitas Hasanuddin. I also has the main director at the focusing of tsunami. Now we are trying to make people understand how potential it can be, how big the potential can be. In 2018, some movement, just slight movement of a Palu Koro Beach produced a 23 run-ups, meter in run-ups. So just slides like that. It's a very small movement. Imagine if we had the spreading center, the tree spreading center in Selat Makassar, make some movement, and you can say maybe around 40 meters, just like in Aceh, several around what, almost 20 years ago. So yeah, sadly to say, but that's the yeah, we have to try more. Not more tsunamis in Indonesia now, Professor Daniel. Yes, you can ask Professor Widi.
Yeah.
No, I think the research of tsunami in Indonesia is so small. Even in ITB, Professor Hamzah Latif, you know Professor Hamzah Latif. You're also not focusing now on tsunami. Not on 100% focusing on tsunami. He told me that why you are focusing now on climate. I said that me myself focusing on tsunami, I don't have any strength to do so in the big picture of Indonesia. So I'm trying now small part. It's just Sulawesi part, and after that maybe perhaps bigger and bigger. I think that's my answer of the question.
Thank you, Bu Sade. Thank you, Dr. Yasir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Daniel, for your question, and thank you, Pak Yasir, for your discussion and answer. So that's the real condition in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, dear all participants, if there are any question or discussion, please raise your hand. Okay, I'm sorry because of the short time for this is Friday, so we have very short time, and I'm
yes.
So thank you, Pak Ahmad Yasir Beda, for
Thank you.
joining us and share with us. I think this is very enlightening discussion and session. I hope we can visit UNHAS next year.
I hope so. We will welcome you very much.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I also encourage a lot of students of ITS, please join us and make some contribution, make some joint research, and etc. I also, Prof. Daniel also know that. So we can make this part of stronger and stronger. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now we have also the Consortium of Teknik Lautan Indonesia. So I think the chance to have research collaboration or another research or other for students especially is very broad chance. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so with all participants, now we will move on to the next speaker. Here we have Professor Daniel Muhammad Rashid. Let me introduce, I think most of you already acknowledge Professor Daniel Muhammad Rashid. This session also will last for 30 minutes and we will have also discussion. The title for presentation is Development of Clean and Sustainable Port Network for Indonesia, Opportunities and Challenges in 21st Century. Prof. Daniel, you can start your session. Thank you. Yeah. Excuse me, your microphone is still mute.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
A very good morning to you all. Thank you, Bu Sade, for the introduction. I'm happy to be here to share with you my point of views about the development of green and sustainable port network, opportunities and challenges. Yes. This presentation has been prepared by myself and Dr. Sutopo Fitri from the Department of Permesinan Kapal, yeah, Marine Engineering. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah. Dear audiences, ports are strategic assets, yeah, to promote wealth creation and equity in a country, especially like Indonesia as an archipelago country. The roles of ports are tantamount, are very instrumental and promoting wealth creation and equity. At the moment, there is a huge disparities among the western part of Indonesia and the eastern part. So it is a very serious problem, and we need to be able to promote a new port that will perform better to serve as a instrument to promote local economy in the hinterland areas. But we also have to see this port development within the global issue of sustainable development. Yeah. Next slide. There are four players in port development, and we see that ports are multi-stakeholders entity. Lots of players, lots of appropriators who are interested in the ports. Yeah. The first one is market players, like cargo owners and operators and so on. Yeah. Then decision makers like the port authorities, Syah Bandar, and so on, and also the surrounding community, people's living close to the port. They are also stakeholders because they will suffer the impact of mismanagement of the port, or they may have an economic opportunity to work at the port. Yeah. And also there's internal stakeholders of the port. Yeah. The staffs, the management, and so on. So it has four at least stakeholders in the port who are interested in seeing the ports are growing and fulfilling their needs. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. Dear audiences, we can see that each port will develop in 4 steps at least. Yeah. First, the ports develop in terms of its capacity. The port can accommodate more ships, bigger ships to the port. And the second one, the port develop its efficiency. Time for berthing and the time for queuing is less and less. The cargo handling is quicker and much more in number and in volume and in weights. And also the third one is developing its connectivity through the hinterland, the road map, the road networks, and also the railway networks, and also connectivity to other ports, to the bigger ports or to the smaller ports. So the more connected a port is, the more important the port. So it is important to see the development of port in these three steps. And the last one is the sustainability of the port. It means that the port has to be economically viable, but also it has a smaller and smaller carbon emission, so or energy reduction in the port. So it is important to see the port as a sustainable entities as well. Yeah. Dear audiences, there are three at least policy environments of ports. So the port lives not in an empty space, but the port lives in a policy environment. The first one is the energy mix policy. It means that how the government policy in trying to diverse the energy supply, not only dominated by the fossil fuel, but also using the new renewable like gases, the solar cells, the windmills, and so on. So this is also important to see that the port is growing using more diverse energy mix. Yeah. The second one is the transport mode mix policy. This is the policy which promote an integration of different mode of transport, like the road transport, the railway transport, and the sea mode as well. So at the moment, our logistic system is too dominated by the road mode. So it is not efficient, it's polluting and unsustainable. So as long as we are too dependent on road networks, we are going to have a poor performing ports. Yeah. So we need to have a more balance of transport mode mixed policy, especially using the railway mode, yeah, and also the river mode. Actually, if we have a more functioning river mode, we may have a better transport mode mixed policy. And the third one is the growth policy. The growth policy may discourage the equity policy. The obsession of growth, of high growth, will only diminish the importance of ports in eastern part of Indonesia. So we need to have a more kind of slow, or not a lower growth target, but more on the equity target. By this way, we may have a more the part in the eastern part of Indonesia will grow and prosper. Yeah. Next slide. Dear audiences, this is a short definition of what I mean by a green and sustainable port. This is a port which meets its socio-economic interests without damaging its immediate and surrounding environment. So it's very simple definition. Professor Takeshi Shinoda defined a carbon neutral port. Yeah. But this is very similar. Maybe it has a different criteria, but it's relatively similar. But I have to acknowledge that there is not yet a kind of a global standard what we mean by green and sustainable port, or what we mean by carbon neutral port. Yeah. Next slide. There are four green and sustainable port aspects. The first one is we need to have a green marketing. So port is a competitive investment. it's not a trivial investment. It has a long-term commitment. You have to have a marketing strategy, and when you are wishing to have a green and sustainable port, you have to develop a green marketing. Then we have to involve stakeholders. You cannot do it yourself, so you have to have a collaboration with the cargo owners, with the community surrounding the ports, and also the government, of course. Yeah. The third one is sustainable operation and development. So you have to have a more electric propulsion, more electric movers or gas movers, yeah, instead of fossil fuel-driven ones. The last one is cost effectiveness. Yeah, you have to have a port which, in terms of cost, it's effective. Yeah, so you have to have efficiency. We will see how the reduction of unnecessary energy will lead to more to better cost effectiveness. Yeah. Next slide. We've been trying to promote these ideas when we did some study with the Direktorat Perhubungan Darat about 3 or 4 years ago. We tried to embark in a GSP initiative, and the objective of this initiative for Indonesia is to provide exemplary maritime business in the 21st century Indonesia. So we have to have a kind of examples, a good examples, or a success story in which a port may perform well by using a green and sustainable strategies. Yeah, it has to provide benefits, social benefits, economic benefits to the all the stakeholders, but it's also running as a green port. Yeah, and the second one is to provide strong signals of shifting paradigm Indonesia development. So I think we need to have a we have to provide strong signals, at least from the maritime industry, that we are moving toward a green and sustainable paradigm. Yeah. Next slide. Dear audiences, we can also see the port within the balanced cost perspective, and we are trying to develop a micro strategy for each port, which may be a unique port in a certain areas of Indonesia. Yeah, the first one is the first dimension is organizational growth and learning. This means that the staff of the port has to be trained and to be educated more and more, and we like to have a more kind of digital database system promoting reliability, accountability, and transparency of the port organization, using a standard or services and so on. Yeah. The second dimension is improving the port business processes. Yeah. So this has to improve from time to time. The third dimension is port customer satisfaction and retention. As you see, the port customer may not be limited to ship owners or shipping companies. It may provide also some services to the city surrounding the port, like the port may provide a electrical generation plant. It provides some gas storage facilities, and also it operates a waste process facilities for the surrounding cities. So a port is not only seen as a transportation infrastructure, but it may provide other services to the surrounding areas. Yeah. The last one is financial performance, how it contributes to the regional growth surrounding the port, and also the environmental protection. So how the port may prosper, but the surrounding environment is reserved and conserved. Yeah. Next slide. This is we can see the development of green sustainable port as a strategic business concept. Yeah, we need to have an outlook of the port. We have to see the changes in laws and regulation, in social economics and technology, in the port market as well. Yeah, I think the use of digital technology, the internet, and also the lots of application using mobile phone and so on will help to provide information about the port services. Yeah. The second one, port customer segmentation and targeting. The port has to be unique in its target. Yeah, you cannot target too many customers. It depends also on the, of course, on the location and geographical areas of the port and the competitor map of the port. Yeah. The second one is the port reposition with regional and national context. Yeah. So so the port has to have a kind of value, which can be offered to the to its customer with clear benefit of the value. And also the port has to develop its own differentiation and branding as well. So we can see how the port is managed using a marketing approach. Yeah. Dear audiences, with regard to this technology and policy, we like to see the port as an enterprise which tries its best to improve its conviviality, and it just means that we like to see the port as it grows toward the future. It's reduce its energy consumption. Yeah, so energy saving and green and sustainable port is important, and maybe it becomes one of the focus of the port, yeah, as a green port. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. You see that as I've told you before, that we need to have a green policy making, and I'm afraid that the last Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja is not really promoting green policy. Yeah. So because some of the importance of AMDAL has been somehow sidelined by this policy. Yeah, but we see there are technology innovations in the market and available, so we can use it, but we have to adopt it. We have to adapt the technology that will comply with our values and culture, of course. The focus is to reduce energy consumption. Yeah. Next slide. What we mean by conviviality is that we have to see that, like just Dr. Yasir Baida said, we have to see the social dimension of the technological innovations. We need to allow modern industrial society to enjoy a standard of living, yeah, while both decreasing energy consumption and preserving the environment. Yeah. So I think as also mentioned by Dr. Osman yesterday, yeah, the goal of ship design is no longer just to maximize profit or to minimize cost, but it has to improve the social benefit to the market and to the corporation. Yeah. So this is what I call conviviality of the port. Yeah. So we need to see a balance between economic objective and social and environment objective. Yeah. Next slide. Cost effectiveness will be more on sustainable energy policy. We need to have a renewable energy. So as a supply side, but we have to control the demand side as well. So I think we have to have a demand side, which is we have to save energy by using less and less energy consumption systems and using at the same time using renewable energy such as gas, natural gas, LPGs, and so on. Less and less coals and fossil fuels. Yeah, this is a cost-effective strategy for building economic with reductions of energy consumption. Yeah. Next slide, please. This is a slide which shows you the relative obesity, obesity of various countries. You see that US is the most obese country. Yeah, compared to Indonesia, I think Indonesia consumes only 10% of the US. So we are in a better position actually to go green. Yeah, because we consume less. Yeah, 10% of the US energy use per capita. So I think to go green for Indonesia port is a lot easier if we have the commitment. Yeah. Next slide. This is some of examples of innovative technology for energy saving at port. The first one is waste treatment, recycle factory, sludge, oil and sewage treatments, garbage separation, etc. A clean atmosphere, controlled atmosphere, prevention of exhaust gas emission point of view, onboard ship, CO2 reduction by using scrubber, NOx reduction, SOx reductions, hybrid engines, biofuel, alternative fuels, gas engine, advanced diesels, yeah, biodiesels, and so on. Fully electric ships. Yeah. Next slide. At port, electric vehicles, yeah, RTGs, electric photovoltaic, or other renewable energy plants. Modified atmosphere, CO2 capture and storage system, capture gasifying coal using scrubber, transporting CO2, storage, yeah, geological ocean minerals, yeah, and ICT systems using we have to do more digitalization and wireless systems, basically, yeah. Reefer treatment systems, yeah, pre-trip inspection, on-off grid PV plant, roof shade system. Yeah, this is some of the example. Yeah. Next slide. Masih berapa lama? How many minutes are left for me, Bu Sade?
You have 2 minutes, Prof.
3 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
The design of GSP. There are 3 types of GSP. The first objective to reduce emission. The second objective is to support to the eco society, and the type 3 is the renewable energy. But we can integrate this 3 type into just one type. Yeah. Next slide. The first one is decarbonization. That's been explained very clear by Dr. Osman yesterday. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. Zero waste target. Yeah. Next slide. Using more and more renewables, yeah, solar power facilities, wind power generation, tidal power, floating unit, and so on. Yeah. Next slide. This is integrated functional port. We reduce the emissions. We promote eco-society supporting around the port, and we are using more and more renewable energy. This is the concept of recycle-based society. If the port is not very far from a city, a big city, the port can function as a recycling facilities for the waste of the cities. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. We also develop a concept of harmonized transportation system in certain areas. Yeah, this is to support a recycle-based society. Yeah, next slide. And this is how we design the GSP. Yeah, first of all, we try to reduce the emission. We are promoting an eco-society surrounding the port. We are improving the energy mix. Yeah. And also we promote a stakeholders green contribution, yeah, to the port. Yeah. This is a GSP business model. Yeah. Customer value proposition, like green ferry operators, yeah, service channels, communication with customers and marketing, customer relationship, revenue, key activities, key resource, and the last is the profit formula. Yeah. That will be all, and will conclude my presentation. Dear audiences, I would like to have some discussion. I will invite your comments and questions and critics. Yeah. Thank you. Terima kasih, Bu Sadi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Professor Daniel, for your presentation regarding the green port. So this is maybe a little bit different from the first topic, but we have already several hands up. So here we have Pak Yasir and another from ITS. Okay, first I will have the opportunity for Pak Yasir.
Okay, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Kang Mas Daniel.
Salam.
Yes. As one of the international hub ports, yes, Kuala Tanjung. Yeah, as you know, Kuala Tanjung is one of the international hub ports. Why Kuala Tanjung become not so popular these past several years? Because it cannot imply GSP, GSP aspect. This issue emerged when yesterday we have a webinar with MNP managing director. He said that the MNP can be replacing Kuala Tanjung as an international hub port. I don't understand why it have to become so near the second hub port in Bitung. Yes, as you know, also the second part is Bitung, right? International hub port in Bitung. So is it maybe you also know that, but why is it because of they cannot imply GSP aspects? Thank you.
Yeah. Ibu Sadi, can I directly answer?
Yes, please,
yeah.
Professor.
Yeah, this is a very interesting question, and I'm trying my best to understand your question. Yeah, I think we need to have like I said before, we have to have a policy environment, by the government to impose this green paradigm, this blue economy paradigm for the ports. Yeah, people would like to think that green is something a long way to go.
Yeah,
but they don't understand, like Dr. Osman yesterday said, that both the customers, the industry, has pushed us to be more greener and greener. Yeah. So I think the government has to be more committed. Yeah. For each operators, port operators, airport operators, terminal operators to be adopting more and more green strategy. There's no other way. but we need to have a more collaborative efforts. Yeah, people have to sit down together and develop a roadmap. Okay, each sport has to have a more like 3 or 5 years roadmap, and we can because you cannot do it in one way or one day. You have to have a roadmap, and we sit together. A collaboration is inevitable. Yeah, so we have to collaborate.
Yeah.
That's all that I could answer to your question. Thank you, Dr. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Prof. Daniel and Prof. Runil and Pak Yasir for your questions. So, okay, I would like to comment, but we still have one question from ITS, Gian Gregory. Okay, please, you can unmute your microphone.
Okay, good morning, Professor. I'm sorry. Do you mind if I ask 2 questions?
Yes, please. Okay.
Okay, Professor. The first question, what do you think about dealing with bunker companies that are not harnessed or have experienced inadequate ship techniques and have happened, such as at the port of Belawan? The authorities ignore and only act when they receive reports. I mean, isn't that closely related to reputation or sustainable port network? And in Belawan itself, I observed that port security was very problematic due to thuggery in the area around the port, because the port area has a lot of slum housing, and doesn't that affect the economy and the development of the port? I'm asking to you that what is the best way to solve it? And the second question, what do you think if the port itself is installed with renewable energy tools that help ship operations such as berthing and unberthing, meaning that these tools affect the hydrodynamics or seawater flow in the port? I'm thinking about a renewable energy generator tube that is installed with a mouth opening not far from the surface, and inside of it there are propellers that link and transfer the incoming water to energy. Could this happen considering the condition of Indonesia's own ports, which still has its own complex problem? That's all, Professor.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I'm trying my best to understand your question and formulating my answer. Yeah. The first question, I think that relates to the port development. The problem that that are faced by most port authorities are the spatial plan. Yeah, the spatial planning. Yeah, the tata ruang. Yeah. The spatial plan, on the terrestrial part, is usually problematic. Yeah, there are lots of misuse of the space. Yeah. So the port is in a very difficult position to the port authority. I mean, yeah, to actually exercise its authority to manage the development of the port. Yeah, some says that port authority is having no authority at all because of you see that port is a game place. Yeah, lots of people are trying to profiting from the port. Yeah, less people are interested in making sure that the port serve the society and the market. So that is one problem. Yeah. So institutional problem. Yeah, relating to the tata ruang and also the how the authority of the port authority is exercised. Yeah. That is my answer to the first question. Yeah. The second one is more technical. Yeah. I think we have to adopt a more simple approach. Yeah, by promoting using gas first and LNG. Do not try to invent a system which or will be proven to be invisible or not visible. So try to focus first by using more and more energy mix, a better energy mix. Yeah. Try to use more gas, for instance, during the last 2 or 3 years, less and less fossil fuel. Yeah, more and more gas, more and more batteries, more and more wind generated electricity, and so on. So the port can provide can be a electric generation plant, yeah, that provides electricity to the surrounding areas. Yeah, there's a lot a better option, yeah, there rather than the one that you told me. Yeah. Then you may require a greener ships to come. Yeah. You develop the green status of your port, and you require ships that want to be to berth in your port greener. Yeah, so it may take several years. Yeah, so it cannot be done quickly. So you have to do it gradually, step by steps. Yeah, because it involves lots of people with lots of money in their pockets. Yeah, you have to be more diplomatic in serving your customers, like ship owners, yeah, shipping companies, cargo owners, and so on. They have to moving greener and greener. Yeah, that is a more realistic choice to do. Yeah. Begitu Bu Saidi, that's my answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Professor Daniel, and thank you, Mr. Gian, for your question. So, to encourage discussion in this session, I also welcome question in Bahasa Indonesia. And Professor Daniel, let me read one question in the chat room in Bahasa.
Yeah.
So perhaps the answer also in Bahasa Indonesia. Pertanyaan dari Bapak Syafi dari ITS, seberapa optimis konsep ini bisa dipakai di Indonesia dalam waktu dekat, mungkin dalam waktu 5 tahun ke depan, dan adakah port yang sekiranya cukup siap untuk pilot project untuk menerapkan konsep GSP di Indonesia? Ini mungkin sebagian sudah terjawab di pertanyaan sebelumnya ya, Prof. Tapi mungkin ini fokusnya apakah memang ada port yang siap begitu?
Ya, terima kasih Pak Safiuddin. Setahu saya Pelabuhan Teluk Lamong itu telah mendakukan diri sebagai green port, ya, Teluk Lamong itu. Saya kira satu marketing gimmick yang bagus ya untuk menarik shipping companies yang memang committed untuk go green, ya. Saya kira ini penting. Jadi ini satu upaya yang harus dilakukan secara istiqomah, ya, long term ya. Jadi kalau saya melihat keputusan MK beberapa hari yang lalu yang meminta supaya Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja itu diperbaiki karena cenderung akan mengurangi pertimbangan-pertimbangan lingkungan dalam investasi, saya lebih optimis hari ini daripada 2 hari yang lalu kira-kira. Ya, jadi saya kira memang banyak alasan untuk pesimis ya akhirnya, tapi saya memilih optimis ya. Jadi kalau tadi terutama keputusan MK untuk membatalkan Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja dalam waktu 2 tahun harus diperbaiki ya, karena itu sangat merugikan kepentingan lingkungan ya. Itu berarti dia cenderung tidak terlalu peduli dengan konsep yang kita hari ini kerjakan, yang kita pikirkan bersama selama 2 hari ini. leadership, leadership dan juga tentu better services. Ya, jadi kita jangan sampai pot itu go green tapi service-nya makin jelek. Ya, saya kira itu tidak bisa diterima. Ya, saya kira demikian, Pak Safiuddin, Bu Sade, terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Prof. Daniel. Thank you for your question, Pak Safiuddin. And actually, the time is up, but we still have one question. Probably considering the other room is not finished yet, also. So I would like to have this final last chance for Miss Melissa. She is a student from Department of Urban and Regional Planning, ITS. Question is in the chat room. I will read for her. What can we do as planners in a few years from now to engage in a more sustainable transportation infrastructure? Reports to the rules of spatial planning that already exist right now, like RZWP3K and RT-RW, make a better impact environmentally.
Yeah, thank you, Mbak Melissa. Yeah, Mbak Melissa. Yeah, it's a very good question, and I'm happy to hear this. I think we encourage students from the Department of Regional Planning to do more final project for port developments with the view of developing a greener port. You may choose for a start by having a study on like ferry port. Yeah, it's less complex than a general port. Yeah, ferry port is less complex. Yeah, it's a simple one, a simpler one, and we may start from there by developing a greener ferry port. Yeah. Communities. Yeah, that is my answer, Bu Shade. Thank you, Melissa, for the question. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. Daniel, for your answer. And there are still many questions or interest in discussion. So please, Pak Yasir and Prof. Daniel, if you can share your email in the chat room, probably. So if all the audience want to have a further discussion, they can contact you directly. Thank you, Pak Ahmad Yasir Beda. Thank you, Prof. Daniel Muhammad Rashid, and for the honorary mention. So, as said by Prof. Daniel, that this green port project needs long-term commitment from all the stakeholders. So I would like to mention all of the participants that join us today from ITS, of course, and I also saw in the participant list there is from Polytechnic from Bali, and we have also participant audience from Untan, Tanjung Pura. And previously I also there is from Dinas Perhubungan Jatim. Okay, so the audience here is from many institutions, and we hope that this session can provide some insights. So for the commitment to all of our stakeholders in developing the better part, the green part, and also in terms of marine engineering and ocean engineering in general. Thank you very much for the participation of all of you. I would close this session, and I hope you enjoy this session. And
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For all the participants, please do not leave the room yet. So after the session, we will back to the main session, and we will have the announcement for best participant and the closing remarks from the chairman of ISOCEEN 2021, Professor Daniel Muhammad Rashid. So now we'll have several minutes break before we go to the main session. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello all audience and participants. Before we end or announce the best per- participant for the second day, we'll wait for another room to finish first. So wait. After this, we will announce who's the best participant of ISOCEEN 2021. Halo, halo. Okay. Thank you for the participation. Nggak coba dong. Thank you for the participation of all participants who have followed ISOCEEN since day one, since yesterday. Thank you. Uh, our room has finished, so let's continue to the next schedule. Thank you for the participation of all participants who have followed ISOCEEN since yesterday. And thank you to all the speakers who have shared their knowledge to us from yesterday, today, and today. I'm, as Master of Ceremony, really grateful for all the speakers say and give. Before we go to closing, we will have the best performance, the best participant of ISOCEEN to be announced. So, you ready? Congratulations to the best participant of the first day for Mufti Fatona from Poli Batam. For the second day, from the first room, May Lisa from ITS. From the second room, Joshua Silitonga. From the third room, Novan Arif Hidayat from ITS. And from the fourth room, Yuda Miasto. Congrats to all participants who have given the best participant from the first and second day. To all the best participants can turn on their camera. We will have a documentation session. I remind again to all best participants to turn on their camera so we can have a documentation session. I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Once again, I will count to 3 and then we take a photo. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you to all best participants and congratulations. Next, we will have a closing statement from the head of ISOCEEN 2021 to Prof. Daniel M. Rashid. Time and place is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very, very good morning to all of you, dear participants,
respected speakers. Alhamdulillah, by His grace and forgiveness, we have managed to organize ISOCEEN 2021 successfully. However, on behalf of the organizing committee, I apologize for any inconveniences that you may experience during the event. Let me express my sincere appreciation to all participants of the seminar, and particularly the speakers and the active audiences that have made the seminar more dynamic, interactive, and productive. I would like also to extend my appreciation to all member students of the organizing committee. Without them, this event will not be possible. Thank you. Thank you. Vivat. The theme of ISOCEEN 2021 has proved to be of common global interest. The keynote speakers have expressed their views and perspectives with one aspect in their mind. Collaboration is key to a more sustainable future of the maritime industry. They definitely agree that collaboration between the marine industry, academia, and the government is inevitable to achieve the goals of the significant greenhouse gases reduction. We need to sit together in the near future to formulate together a roadmap to achieve this with explicit timetable. ITS is more than just happy to facilitate this. Again, I thank you very much for you all, and I'm looking forward to the 10th ISOCEEN 2022. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Prof. Daniel M. Rashid for the closing statement. Before we close, I remind all the audience to fill in the absent link in the chat column. We will announce, Because the event, we start with praying, so we'll end it by praying too. So let's pray together. Praying begins. Praying finish. I'm sorry, as a master of ceremony, if there are any unpleasant words or wrongdoing. With this, ISOCEEN 2021 is ending. Thank you to all participants and speakers who have shared their view and ideas. See you again to all participants for ISOCEEN 2022. Goodbye.
Becoming an ocean engineering student. What will we get? How important the future of ocean engineer to Indonesia? Indonesia has enormous potential in ocean research as we have more than 3 million kilometers square. Of course, the professionals in marine development are needed. As we get busier in the ocean, we need to provide adequate infrastructure and equipment to make sure everything goes well. So, come with me and explore ocean engineering together. Welcome to the Ocean Engineering Department, Institute Technology 10 November. As the pioneer of ocean engineering education in Indonesia, we provide the best education to shape the graduate in the field of construction, maintenance, and the development of onshore and offshore structures. The future of ocean relies on its sustainability that we learn about ocean renewable energy and environment. Balancing the development of technology, we also learn about marine digitalization. Established in 1983, Ocean Engineering is part of the Marine Engineering Faculty, Institute Teknologi 10 November.
Merupakan sekretaris program studi teknik kelautan yang didirikan tahun 1983 yang pertama kali, kemudian mengawal sampai menjadi jurusan teknik kelautan yang di-establish tahun atau didirikan tahun 1985. Kemudian bersama-sama ITB kita menerima program bantuan dari Dikti melalui support Bank Dunia atau World Bank 17 menjadi program US1 Ocean Engineering.
The education quality has been accredited A by Indonesian Accreditation Board for Engineering Education and National Accreditation Board for Higher Education. Our vision is to be a higher education institution of ocean engineering in international level that become a reference in Southeast Asia. Our missions are organizing higher education in ocean engineering to the younger generation, conducting innovative and qualified research of ocean engineering science, also responsive to the development of community problem solving in national and global scope, to provide science-based ocean engineering services for government, industry, and society. Ethically, manage the department effective, efficient, transparent, and accountable. We offer bachelor's degree and master's degree in ocean engineering, bachelor's degree in offshore engineering, and doctoral degree in ocean engineering science. Our department is supported by professional educators, including 4 professors, 17 doctors, and 6 magisters to reach our vision and mission. To support the research and education development, there are 6 laboratories in ocean engineering. So, let's see the activities in each laboratory. This laboratory is expected to be able in research and development of structure and material such as bending tests, tensile tests, and many more. The main facility in this laboratory is a towing tank that can be used for measurement of ship resistance, ticketing testing, and maneuvering on a limited scale. This laboratory is also equipped with the computational fluid dynamics. Laboratory of Coastal and Marine Environment with all supporting facilities, this laboratory is ready to provide services in the use and management of coastal and marine resources in the field of research, surveys, and technical consulting. Center of Marine Environment, Marine Energy, and Coastal Engineering Development. This laboratory is equipped with a fluid tank, wave, current, and wind generator. This computational laboratory serves to support practicums from several subjects, including computational programming, numerical analysis, tide, and coastal structure design. This laboratory focuses on analysis in ocean structure, flexible structure, operation analysis, also optimization, risk, and reliable base design. We support student interest in social activities with 6 student organizations and soft skill development. Besides, we also have many publications and conference activities to give more insight and discussion about ocean engineering outside class learning. Ocean engineering students have received several awards in national and international competitions such as paper, audit design, case study, and Ocean Film Festival. Ocean engineering has been collaborating with other education institutions in national and international, government, and industry companies. The purpose of this relation to improve the hard skill by joint research, focus group discussion, internship, and other events. With all supporting facilities and activities in academic, also collaboration that have been built, the graduates of Ocean Engineering ITS are expected to make careers oil and gas industry, onshore and offshore structure companies, governmental and non-governmental organizations. More than 80% of the Ocean Engineering graduates have been hired in 6 months after graduation.
Departemen Teknik Kelautan, Fakultas Teknologi Kelautan ITS telah lama berperan untuk pembangunan kelautan di Indonesia. Dan di masa depan, peran ini akan semakin penting, terutama di dalam melahirkan lulusan-lulusan yang akan siap dalam merancang, membangun, mengoperasikan, dan merawat bangunan-bangunan laut, baik itu untuk mendukung pembangunan eksplorasi sumber daya kelautan, untuk mendukung produksi minyak dan gas di lepas pantai, untuk melindungi pantai dari kerusakan-kerusakan, untuk pembangunan pulau-pulau kecil, maupun untuk mengeksplorasi sumber daya laut dalam yang selama ini belum dikelola. Indonesia di masa depan akan sangat tergantung dengan cadangan minyak dan gas yang ada di lautan yang makin jauh, yang selama ini masih sulit, dan itu membutuhkan kemampuan teknologi kelautan. Kawan-kawan dan dari seluruh Indonesia akan memiliki kemampuan yang cukup untuk mengelola kekayaan negeri ini dengan teknologi kelautan. Terima kasih.
So, have you got better insight of our department? To know more about us, visit our website. Let's join with us and together put of our ocean.